God, the picture of that alongside the grunter is so good. Wait, why are we showing pictures of KOTOR? Have I saved things to the wrong folder again? If I saved like at least one of these to the wrong folder, KOTOR, you may have gone to the wrong one. Have I fucked up with any of the others? I don't think I have. I think we're good for everything else. Hey, what's up? How are we doing? God, we need to play Tetris Effects. I've also gone and pretty much fixed the chat. Pretty much fixed the chat. Almost. There we go. Same. It's a sleepy Sunday. This is a bit different Tetris Effects. The Tetris, the kind of like, I don't know where I was going actually. I'm purging some pictures while I do this. While we wait for the timer. It's not really gimmicky as much as it is just, I've been adding some stuff to the intro slideshow while I've been doing this, so... You can go. Yeah, the slideshow, I've been adding some more stuff because it got a bit bare. What may I need to do? Add KOTOR to this. Now where will KOTOR be? Oh, this could be an issue. There we go. Feel like the weekend's gone away. Oh, it's a weird picture of J.K. Rowling that says I love being a female writer or something like that, and I find it so deranged that like I had to include it. It was from a collection of art of radical feminist icons, and it's just so odd looking. Like, the art is so weird and the quote is just so bizarre that it kind of stuck out to me and haunts me. A lot of these pictures are pictures that haunt me. That's kind of the main criteria for... Let me just grab... Because this will be a stream. This will be a stream while we're just talking, so we kind of need some music in the background. Let me grab some music that isn't Tetris Effects with words. Not the Adam Project official playlist, Spotify. That's not what we need right now. This one. Let's just Play the album Yumi and Gravity Music Fan Coaster. There we go. Right, gamers. I remember where OBS lives. Hello. Hello, guys. I look like I have a mullet today. I don't have a mullet, but it's looking like I do. Well, welcome to Tier List Maker. My traditional stance for the entirety of time has been that tier lists are hack and rubbish. It looks like, yeah, like mullet, like front at the back and the... maybe I don't know what a mullet is, but that's beside the point. Maybe I should have checked how my hair looks before I went live, but who cares? I've been consistent on the on my stance that tier lists are hack and lazy content. However, I think I found a way to make it absurd, to make it not work at all, and to ruin the concept of tier lists forever. This also took me like genuinely an hour to get ready because I had to save JPEGs, glossy JPEGs, of every single bit of media I watched and read and played last year. And we're going to be ranking them on a tier list with peak media, just the top tier best media from the previous year. This is 2024. If you go to... Where did you find that? Oh, where did you find someone's mullet acrostic poem? Some say loving mullets is unbelievably scary. Is like... Those are words that no one had written before. Thank you, Amanda, for writing that poem. Hey, Monel. Hi. Oh, you're a mullet junkie. Do we explore the website Mullet Junkie before we get into this? Like, what is this? This is just a website for people who like mullets. Have I slightly cut off the chat? No, not Senator Noda. We'll get to you in a minute. The line. Oh, that's a scroll bar. Okay. Well, what we're doing today is there's a list of... I keep a list every year of... no, just grab the list. Of every single bit of media that I engage with every single day of the year. I share this on my Discord server, so you can sort of track what I'm doing, and there's one for this year already, where you can see sort of where I'm having a normal time, where I'm just really getting into Desperate Housewives and Balatro and nothing else. And then we're going to rank every single one of these. Now, before we get into this, it's very important to quantify what the ranks are. We're not going with the usual S, A, B, C, F ranking, because that's lazy. So instead, top rank, peak media. Perfect. Nothing to improve. I would revisit this whenever. Love it. Top tier art. They will do. I'll be in the retirement home playing Balatro. Like, no other function in life. My brain has gone. But I'm just like dead-eyed, like sat there staring at the screen, wiggling my little like accessibility mouse for my like arthritic bones. Like being like, oh yes. Oh yes. Look at that malt. And then the fucking orderlies are going to be like, not now, Grandma. What are you on about, Grandma? You need to stop. We don't have enough oil left for the generator. Or something like that. Anyway, let's just get on with it. Oh wait, no, I need to rank. Banger is if it's like really good, but it's not like perfect. So like, this is like... like, it's like almost peak media, but something's missing, something's not there. Guilty pleasure is like stuff that I know it's bad, but I really like it. So that's where Emily in Paris will live. Pretty good is like, yeah, it's fine. It's not bad. It's not mid. Mid is like, meh, whatever. Bad is like, ugh, this sucks. And the final category, which hopefully we won't have to use much, is the criminals behind this must be then for reasons of British libel, or I can't say what I mean. But anyway, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Oh my god, is it not letting me scroll? Do I have to do it like this? This is going to be miserable if I have to do it like this. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is like a banger. I don't think it's peak media. I think Bill and Ted, the second one, is a better film. Charlie's Angels. Is this Charlie's Angels 1 or Charlie's Angels Full Throttle? I think this is Charlie's Angels 1. Charlie's Angels 1 is a Criminals Behind This Must Be. Yeah, mid is like whatever. Mid is like pretty good is like, oh, this is okay. Mid is like, oh, whatever. Like, I could take it or leave it. Mid is like, I had no feelings about this. So like, yeah, Charlie's Angels, though 2 of the 3 Charlie's Angels films are going to be going. The criminals behind this must be behind bars. Cameron Diaz, you will be arrested for your crimes. Lucy Liu, we must liberate you from this, etc, etc, etc. The Amazon original TV series Upload is like fine. It's like pretty good. It's like What If the Good Place, but it didn't have as witty writing. Exactly. Oh, that should be another. Yeah, it might be in the guilty pleasure box for how much it is for Hillary film, and for that we have to love it. Upload is like fine. It's not amazing, but it's like it's exactly. But yeah, it's like What If in the Good Place, instead of it being like heaven and hell or whatever, it's like when you die, you go to a sort of computer. You get uploaded to the computer when you die, and your family can go visit you in the computer. But what if corporations were evil? Thank you, Amazon. Thank you, Amazon, for like your 4th TV show that's What If Corporations Were Evil. Fortnite is perfect. Does Fortnite go in the banger section, or is it a guilty pleasure? Would we consider Fortnite a guilty pleasure? Because it's not good. I don't have my glasses on. That's what I forgot. Give me 1 second, gamers. Well, the thing about Upload is they have like proper uploads. They have proper like upload centers. But there is a plotline about like people using fake upload ones just to kill off the poor. Yeah, Fortnite is fun. I enjoy playing Fortnite. I've uninstalled it because like it's a hell game that I shouldn't spend money on. But it's a fun game. Resident Evil. Which Resident Evil are you? Are you Resident Evil Retribution? Which one is Oh, this is the one underground. This is like guilty pleasure level. Resident Evil Retribution is like guilty pleasure level because this is the one where like they've built various countries underground. And it has like, you're all going to die down here. It has like a lot of the classics of the series. We'll be seeing literally the entirety of the Resident Evil series. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, banger. All of the Planet of the Apes series are bangers. Some of them might even hit peak media. Yeah, that's the one where, like, in the middle of just, like, Russia, they've built a weird underground city. The Resident Evil films are weird. They have, like, almost no continuity between films. And this is the one where they... Oh, that's so fun. Is that different to Nuketown? Kingdom Hearts 3. That's so fun. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. I don't think I can call Kingdom Hearts 3 a guilty pleasure, because I don't know if I'd describe it as pleasure. It's not a banger, because a lot of it was kind of bad, but it's pretty good. I don't think it's mid. We played through the whole game, which is, like, saying something. Titanfall 2 is also, like, pretty good. I don't think it's a banger, and I don't think it's top tier media. Like, Titanfall 2... I didn't loathe the time. I'm glad I played it, but, like, I maybe shouldn't have spent, like, 3 hours grinding killing 1,000 ships or something in the Pirates of the Caribbean level. Titanfall 2 is a better game, mostly because it's a shorter game. But like, Titanfall 2 is also like fine. It's not like great. Is this Heir to the Empire? Some of these are like low quality pictures. Or is this The Last Command? Which of the Thrawn... Anyway, all of the Thrawn trilogy of EP. Yeah, exactly. The Thrawn trilogy of books are like some of the iconic EU era Star Wars that are now starting to reintroduce into canon Star Wars some of the ideas and characters. They're all peak. I can't tell from looking at this picture which of them it is, because these haven't all downloaded as high quality glossy JPEGs. So the Thrawn trilogy essentially was envisaged as a trilogy of books that are a sequel trilogy to to the original Star Wars trilogy. They were done before the prequels, so they don't really have an idea of what the Clone Wars were, what it was like before the Empire, how long the Empire lasted for. Yeah, like a sequel to 4 to 6. And they're written by a guy called Timothy Zahn, who's like a really solid sci-fi writer. And he just does a really good job of like establishing these characters, also establishing new characters who are like really interesting and fun, while writing like established characters in a way that works and builds upon their characters. Thrawn is a Chiss. Thrawn is one of the Grand Admirals who... Basically, the Empire had like 12 Grand Admirals who were like the top military guys. He was the one who was left to like the beyond the galaxy stuff, and he tips up after the Emperor's been killed, and like he's a military genius. Some a bit racist, some would say. So the main characters in the books, other than Thrawn, are like... So there's Mara Jade, of course, who is Luke Skywalker's future wife. The Emperor's Hand. Yeah, so like basically he's like uniting the remnants of the Empire and kind of kicking the New Republic's ass. There's loads of new characters. I don't want to spoil stuff because like I would recommend reading these books. They're like good books, even if you don't love Star Wars, even if you like don't want to read as many Star Wars books as I've read. I think the Thrawn trilogy is like both an interesting peek into what Star Wars was at the time and what it wasn't in some ways, because like a lot of EU material isn't as good as Heir to the Empire and the rest of the trilogy. I mean, it's not perfect. The ending is a bit messy, but Elden Ring is peak. Elden Ring, I think, has to go in peak media. Part of me wants to put Elden Ring as... Yeah, it's entirely non-canon anymore. It's entirely non-canon at this point in time. But they've now brought in like characters from those books and concepts from those books into the new stuff. So like the Ahsoka TV show, which we'll get to later, has Thrawn as the villain. Thrawn also appears in Rebels as the villain. And like other concepts and characters from those appear sprinkled in through the Disney era stuff. I don't know if Elden Ring is peak. I think it's a banger, but like it's too big. I think Elden Ring is too big and weirdly balanced at times. I think it's great. I enjoyed my time with it, but if it was like... If there were like a quarter of the dungeons and it was like just the main dungeons, some of the bosses were maybe a bit less difficult. It's like top tier banger, but it's not like peak media. I don't think I'd play Elden Ring the way that we played it again. I'll do the DLC at some point, but I don't think I could go and play Elden Ring where I do all the bosses again. I'm not the sort of person who could do a load of runs of it. I think I would go insane. I don't want to go back and do a bunch of runs. But it's a well-made game. It's a really well-made game. It's kind of like the culmination of the Souls games, the ideas and concepts they were working with. And thematically, it does a really good job of bringing everything together. Yeah, I think if I redo it, I would do like the main bosses and some of the fun side bosses, or like the side bosses that give me the items I want. I wouldn't do every single little bit. But then I think there is a level of FOMO with a game like Elden Ring where like I would struggle to do that, because I'd be like, oh, when I'm here I may as well just do this and I may as well just do that, and then I end up doing the whole thing and it's 90 hours have gone past. But like, it was satisfying. I think I would want to fight Melania again. I would want to fight Melania again because, like, as frustrated as... I mean, we're literally playing Bloodborne. Like, we're playing Bloodborne currently, which kind of... In terms of the next game that they make, that sort of Souls... If they continue to make Souls-like games, I would want the next one to be closer to the length of Bloodborne or Dark Souls 3, because, like, you don't really need... Elden Ring, they never need to make anything as big as Elden Ring again. Like, there was... Josh Sawyer was talking about this in a recent interview, that, like, the size of games over the past sort of 10 years has got so big now. And often the bigness doesn't mean anything. There are games where the bigness in the game is used for something, used to convey emptiness, vastness, whatever. And Elden Ring does that to some extent, but I don't know if the bigness of Elden Ring is actually there for a reason. So, like, outside of the weird... I also haven't played the mech games they make. Armored Core is not a series I've engaged with. I'm not a mech person. But, yeah. I think it's a banger, but I don't think it's peak media. Dark Disciple is, like, mid. I'm sorry. Dark Disciple isn't very good. It's a book that was based on a cut Star Wars The Clone Wars arc, where Quinlan Vos, the sexy bad boy Jedi... he essentially gets told, you have to go and assassinate Count Dooku. And then he turns to the dark side. Asajj Ventress, who was a dark sider, now she's like kind of just a bounty hunter, teams up with him. They have a romance. He goes evil. She saves him. She dies in the process. She's back alive now in the modern cartoons. So, like, it doesn't matter. I don't like the characterizations of either of them. It's weirdly written. I imagine the arcs would have been better and that it doesn't work as a book because the person who wrote the story, the overall story, is Katie Lucas, George Lucas's daughter. And she's written, like, absolute banger arcs. All of the other arcs she wrote in Clone Wars are, like, banger arcs, at the very least. So, like, but yeah, as a book, I don't know if it's... Do I have any of Katie What's-Her-Face's... Christie Golden's other books? I don't think I do. She's written a lot of Star Wars books, though, Christie Golden, so, like, I don't doubt that she can write good books, but the Dark Disciple didn't do it for me. Anyway, Mouse is top tier. I don't think we need to necessarily establish why. Well, we can. Mouse is classic literature for a reason. It's beautiful, horrifying, sort of everything you want. You can see why it really established the graphic novel as opposed to comics as, like, something that's considered on par with literature. It's a comic book, but, like, it was a comic strip that was published over time in, I believe, a newspaper. And then it got bundled together into... Well, initially it was published as two different parts, Part 1 and Part 2. Part 2 is kind of grappling with the consequences of Part 1. It's taught mostly in American schools as a way of teaching the Holocaust. And it is very much about Nazi Poland and the Holocaust. But there's also Art Spiegelman, the author. It's very much a book about his relationship with his father, and that's a part of the book that you don't often see talked about. Hey, names. So yeah, Mouse, if you haven't read Mouse, you should read Mouse. Its art is vivid, beautiful, striking, horrifying. It's really well written. Read Mouse. Dune is also top tier. Like, Dune is a classic for a reason. All of the adaptations are great. Like, a lot of them will pop up. But none of them have perfectly captured what makes Dune so good. It is long, but it flies by, to be honest. Like, Frank Herbert's writing doesn't feel like he wrote it, like, almost 80 years ago at this point. Like, it feels contemporary and current. It's got just... It feels so different. Like, It's medieval it's medieval sci-fi fantasy. There's a Russian film called Hard to Be a God. No, that's fine. It's nice to have you while you're here. Um, but Hard to Be a God is kind of about it's it's kind of sci-fi but about a medieval like a world in the medieval era, and Dune is sci-fi if the universe was the Holy Roman Empire. And what the films don't really capture is sort of the sort of Holy Roman Empire style politics. I haven't read the book, but I've seen bits of the film. We covered it and it was on my film studies. But yeah, Dune is a classic. I would recommend, if you can read Dune, read Dune. It's not easy to read necessarily. It's long, but it's a classic of reason. I'm going to start speeding up slightly. Heir to the Empire is the first of the Thrawn trilogy. I think it's the best of the Thrawn trilogy, so I'm putting it first. Oh, it's made a Thrawn face. That's the middle of the Thrawn trilogy. I'm not going to talk about that more because we've already talked about the first one. Lego Star Wars: The Clone Wars is bad. Lego Star Wars 3: The Clone Wars is you can find the VOD of me playing it if you go to the VOD channel. It's like a weird RTS game. Like, compared to Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, I know these are all children's games, but like it's not great. It's we yeah, it's like a bad strategy game, and the levels that aren't strategy game levels all feel really empty. Slay the Spire is a banger game. Actually, did I play it enough to call it? Yeah, no, it's not on the level of pretty good. It's a banger, but like, it didn't get its hooks into me like Balatro has. Like, I enjoyed it, but like, I don't think I'd play like tens and hundreds of hours of Slay the Spire. I beat it, and that's enough. I beat a run, and that's pretty enough for me. I don't feel like a desire to go back. Maybe it's just top tier pretty good then, because like it didn't. Yeah. The Rising Storm. Now this is the second in the first trilogy of Star Wars: The High Republic books. The first trilogy of Star Wars: High Republic books. So High Republic is set about 400 to 500 years before the prequel trilogy. It's kind of like the golden age of the Galactic Republic, and the main conflict is with this group of kind of they're called the Nihil. They're like Viking piratey type people. Guilty pleasure is like, I know this isn't good or I know this is unethical, but I like it anyway. So it's like it's something where it's like, yeah, it's not amazing. It's like, oh, this is kind of bad, but I really I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Like, yeah, like, well, either unethical or just like it's not very like on an objective level it's not very good, but I take a lot of joy in this. But yeah, all three of these are great. I've heard that some of the later High Republic stuff kind of falls off, but I would recommend reading at least Light of the Jedi, The Rising Storm, and The Fallen Star. There's some fun cameos for people who have watched other more recent Star Wars stuff as well. And High Republic seems to be a recurring bit that's coming up in modern Star Wars as well. So it's useful to get an understanding of them. This is a One Piece film. I'm not an anime person. It seemed fine. I think maybe, yeah, top tier mid. Anime isn't for One Piece isn't for me. I can see why people like it, but it's not for me. Juku Dead Lost is like an insane book. It's not good necessarily, but I'm kind of obsessed with it. It's a Dooku Jedi Lost is the script for a radio play about Count Dooku's origins, and him growing up as a Jedi and why he left the Jedi Order. It's weirdly Harry Potter-esque in some ways, but I think more fun than Harry Potter. And it's also got some weird narration stuff going on. I'd recommend checking it out. It's weird. You might not like it. I know some people who I discuss Star Wars with do not enjoy it, but oh, 100%. Dirt Rally is pretty good. I'm not pretty good at it, but it's a pretty fun game. The Song of Achilles is like fucking peak media, top tier novel. Now, I have just noticed I'm putting all the books in peak media. There will be other shit in peak media that isn't just books. But actually, is Song of Achilles peak media? Yeah, Song of Achilles is peak media. Song of Achilles is Patroclus. Um, Achilles' lover. It's like the tale of Achilles from the perspective of Patroclus. It's like a beautiful, like, Patroclus. Patroclus. This is a classic case of I've read it on paper and just made up how it's meant to be pronounced. Um, but yeah, it's really pretty. It's tragic. It really does a good job of reframing and reshaping Greek mythology while not um not sort of just being like a gay retelling or a feminist retelling. Understands it understands and is in conversation with the original literature that it's sort of retelling the stories of. And I think a lot of the modern kind of, oh, it's Greek myth but feminist type stuff. Oh, he doesn't say fucking bonkers. It's still written in a very... It would be fun if he did. That would be like a fun type thing. Bonkers. But yeah, it's it's part of a wave of like feminist reimaginings of Greek mythology. I think it works better than most of them, to be honest. Um, Convergence is like another High Republic book. It's pretty good. It's not as good as... I'm going to put it like above Titanfall 2. It's pretty good, but like it's a bit different and it feels incomplete. Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol Racing is not a good game. I'm not putting Paw Patrol Racing any higher than bad. It's not as good. It's better than Star Wars 2. We beat it, so it's objectively better. But like, it's a game for babies. It would let your baby play Mario Kart. It's just a better game. Shadows in Bronze is the sequel to The Silver Pigs. It's a second installment in a... Exactly, yeah. Paw Patrol Racing is like a good first game if you've never played a game before, but just play Mario Kart. Shadows in Bronze is like the sequel to... It's from a series about a Roman kind of private eye who's solving mysteries in like Vespasian era Rome. It's fun. Some of the bits, the writing style I don't love, but it's kind of like I enjoy that era of Rome. There was a book series that I read a lot when I was growing up called The Roman Mysteries, and it very much feels kind of like an adult version of them, and I enjoy that. Shadows in Bronze definitely feels a bit too long. Like I would have cut it down a bit slightly. It drags a bit, but yeah, pretty good. Bluey the video game is mid. It's not bad, but it's mid. There's like nothing going on. You just run around and collect things. The music just loops and gets really grating after a while. But like, it's cute. It's Bluey. Can't complain. Battlefront 2 is top tier pretty good. Like, no. I don't want to put Battlefront 2 in banger, but I really like the story. The multiplayer I don't think is great. I'm not a huge fan of the actual gameplay, but I like, and the ship combat in particular is like awful compared to the other Star Wars game that we played, sort of, that's kind of a companion to it. But I really enjoyed Battlefront 2. I enjoyed playing it. Yeah, exactly. And I like the original characters are all fun. Like I like Iden Versio. I liked Del. I liked Iden Versio's daughter and Del's daughter. There's lots of stuff going on. And it again, like the Thrawn books, does a good job of sort of grasping who Luke Skywalker is and why he works as a character. Last Command is the third Thrawn trilogy book. It's probably... I'm going to put it at the end of peak media because it's definitely a bit messier than the first two. Like, the ending is a bit weird. But... oh yeah, we love multicultural stormtroopers. Oh, I'm gonna make another tier called I haven't finished it yet. Because the next one is Nier Automata. I haven't finished it yet, so I can't rank it. See you in a year's time to rank Nier Automata. Resident Evil... Is this Resident Evil the final chapter? Resident Evil the final chapter is, like, pretty... It's like... I enjoyed Resident Evil the final chapter. I think it wraps things up well. If this is Resident Evil the final chapter, I'm pretty sure. I think it goes, like, there. I enjoyed it, but like the Resident Evil series is like not good in general. Civ 5 banger. Civ 5 banger. I played like one game of Civ 5 in 2024. Yeah, exactly. It's, yeah. Resident Evil the final chapter gets really weird with Jorah Mormont from Game of Thrones. Okay, the Olympics game is bad. The Olympics 2020 game is straight up bad. I didn't have a fun time doing it. Now, Illuminations by Alan Moore. Again, with a lot of these games, I stream them, and you can find them, the VODs of me streaming them if you want to check them out. Illuminations by Alan Moore is a short story collection that he wrote over the space of about 30 years. Not all the short stories work for me. Some of them I think could be reworked, or just all the concepts are interesting. Some of them don't necessarily work, but the main part of the collection is a novella called What We Know About Thunder Man, or something like that. And essentially it's a mix of Alan Moore sort of railing against the comic book industry, the superhero comic book history, but also kind of an exploration of what superheroes mean to us and turn us into. I think for that alone, it's worth reading. And there's a couple of other, I think it's Peak Media, but it's not like, I preferred reading The Last Command. Captain Tom Tomorrow Will Be a Good Day is not a good book. It's just text. It's just text, but it's very vivid text. Alan Moore's like prose writing style is absolutely beautiful. He's got such a descriptive way of writing that kind of translates from his graphic novels really well. You can see why he works so well as a like comic book and graphic novel author. Saying that I haven't read some of his graphic novels, so don't come yelling at me about his like slightly problematic one with like young women. But yeah, Illumination's good. I don't know how I rank Tomorrow Will Be a Good Day. I don't think it was... How do you even rank Tomorrow Will Be a Good Day? Because like the criminals behind it, in many ways, his family have already been punished. Like the book itself is fine. It's kind of, yeah, I think it's guilty pleasure, but I didn't necessarily get. Yeah, I think guilty pleasure because like I enjoyed the act of reading it, especially because you also read it, and it kind of, yeah, like there were fun bits. There were like bits where I was like, what the fuck is this man on about? Especially when you get to like the older Captain Tom being famous, but it's a really odd book. It's, yeah, it was strange. Like the man himself seemed fine. Like Captain Tom seemed like relatively normal, but his progeny seem absolutely insane. And some of the yeah, oh yeah, no, like I always loved butter is like a line I will never forget. There's other such lines like that are... Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire is also really good. I'm going to put this in banger because, like, I don't think it can fit in Peak Media. But Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire is kind of like an in-universe history of the Galactic Empire in Star Wars. I promise it's not all Star Wars, it just seems like a lot is. It is very heavily inspired by the rise and fall of Nazi Germany, or I forget if that's the name of the book, but the guy who wrote it's a real academic, he's a real historian, he's written a couple of other books about Star Wars, for Star Wars, and I think the Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire works as like a taking all of these pieces of media and kind of sort of examining the universe on its own level, and it does a really interesting job of drawing some of the parallels that aren't necessarily obvious from the films, as well as the ones that are very obvious, and bringing together Rebels, the films, the TV shows, the books, and the comics, and everything into kind of a unified history. So it's written as a non-fiction thing, but it's a non-fiction book written by a fictional historian within the universe of Star Wars. So the kind of framing of the book is this is a kind of non-fiction book, but it's treating Star Wars as if it's real, as if it's the universe that the author lives within. Hey, W. And the guy who so it was written by a guy called Chris Kempsnall. Yeah, it's kind of like Wikipedia if Wikipedia was written by an actual historian. It's like, yeah, I would recommend The Rise and Fall of Galactic Empire is really good. Some of it we'll see how well it ages when we get into like David Filoni's Mando and Greg, but we'll see. The Force Unleashed is mid. It's better than Bluey the game. It's better than Dark. It's not. Is it better than Dark Disciple? I don't know. It's better than Dark Disciple. The Force Unleashed. We've spoken about it a lot. I streamed it. It's from an era of extreme edginess where video games felt the need to be edgy to seem adult, to seem valid as media, and that's made it age very badly because that sort of edginess isn't sort of a thing that is viewed favorably now for good reason. Yeah, it's a fanfic level. It's a story that reframes the founding of the Rebel Alliance to be a psyop by Darth Vader's secret apprentice who's actually way more powerful than him. Yeah, exactly. He does die unless you take the bad ending. And also the lightsaber feels like a neon baseball bat. Like sometimes enemies take a while to kill in Jedi Survivor, but a Jedi thingy in Jedi Survivor. But yeah, Force Unleashed is uffa duffa. My beloved Tour de France 2022 has to go a guilty pleasure because it's not a good game. They make the same game every year, but I have poured way too much time into these games I have poured way too much time into those games. Actually, should probably check if any. Muppet Movie's a banger. Muppet Movie is like a banger, but yeah, Muppet Movie's fun. I don't know what you can say about Muppet Movie. It's a movie with the Muppets, and a lot of. Yeah, no. Well, I there's no reason for me to buy the new one as well. Also, if I buy the new one, it just means I sink 60 hours of my time into another identical game, which we can't be doing. Once Upon a Time in the West is a fucking peak media. That's an incredible film. Of course it is. It's some of the films I'm gonna put in peak media on this are obvious. They're like self-evident. They're peak media. So like, but yeah, it's peak media. I think we watched that for a film night, but it's a great film. Doom Messiah also really good. I'm gonna put Doom Messiah in banger because like I don't actually. No, Doom Messiah is peak media. I think the whole Dune. I'm halfway through Children of Dune, but I think the first two, Dune and Doom Messiah, work as a really coherent story of the rise and fall of Paul Muad'Dib. Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, the Kwisatz Haderach, Lisa Nalgaeve, etc., etc., etc. Usul. And yeah, I think Doom Messiah is a lot shorter. It's interesting. I have no idea how it's gonna work as a. It's gonna work as a film. I'm interested to see what Denis Villeneuve does with it, especially given the differences with Alia. Weevil is mid. No. Gamers. It just crashed. Chrome just crashed. Please tell me we haven't lost it. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I was panicking. I was panicking so hard. Chrome just crashed. Okay, Twitter and Blue Sky and this year's media list, you need to go. That was a scare. Yeah, anyway, Weevil is like mid. I mean, it luckily saves. I will screenshot where we are just in case. There we go. I've got a backup screenshot just in case, but yeah, Weevil was mid. I think. Yeah, we stopped playing Weevil midway through, so... But I'm not going to go back, which is why I'm not putting it on. I haven't finished it yet. Yeah. I don't think Weevil is, like, an awful game. I think it's a competent kind of, like, Resident Evil 4-like. But... yeah, it just is, like, uninteresting and repetitive. Maybe it is bad. Maybe it is bad. No, I think it's mid. Princess and the Scoundrel is like guilty pleasure. No, it's pretty good. Princess and the Scoundrel is like a book about Han and Leia's honeymoon on the Star Wars Hotel. The now defunct Star Wars Hotel, Galactic Star Cruiser, the Halcyon, that's the name of the ship. Kind of, yeah. But also I really like its characterization of Leia in particular. I think its characterization of Leia is a lot better than Zahn's characterization of Leia. But Princess and Scoundrel is really fun. I had a lot of fun with it. But it is like a bodice ripper compared... Like, it ends with them conceiving. With them having sex to conceive Kylo Ren. My Neighbor Totoro, of course, Peak Media. Again, do I need to say anything? It's Totoro. We love Totoro. We had to watch Totoro, I believe. It really is. I mean, not just in Star Wars, to be honest, in anything. Like, being able to... And this is one of the things that even the Thrawn trilogy kind of fucks up. The Thrawn trilogy has, like, lots of good characters, and Leia is good in them, but I don't like her characterization. And Mara Jade is also there. Totoro is banger. We watched a bad film, I seem to remember, and had to watch Totoro to cleanse ourselves. Light of the Jedi is the first of this trilogy. I'm going to put them all together because they're all good. I'd read them, recommend it. Fishing Planet is mid. No, is Fishing Planet bad? Because it's like, yeah, Fishing Planet is like... Oh, it was Charlie's Angels 2. That's so right. Yeah. We know why Fishing Planet's bad. We don't need to return to it. Is this Turkish Batman? Turkish Batman isn't good. Yeah, exactly. I think Turkish Batman is bad as well. It's like fun to laugh at bad, but it's still bad at the end of the day. I wouldn't describe it as guilty pleasure because it's like not necessarily a guilty pleasure type thing. It's bad, but it's like interesting to watch and laugh at to some extent. Sims 4 is like pretty good. Sims 4 is pretty good, but there's too many issues with it for me to put it as a banger. Like compared to older Sims games, there's just such... Even compared to like Sims 3 and earlier Sims games, it's got such a ridiculous level of monetization that like I can't describe it as a banger. It also is, yeah, there's just like downgrades, and the fact they're never going to make a Sims 5 is also a bit depressing, and we're just getting Sims 4 for all eternity. Resident Evil, this is another Resident Evil. It's probably... Which one are you? You're the one in the desert. Oh, you're the one with Kmart. Oh, we do love Kmart. Probably about between... You could go between Titanfall 2 and Kingdom Hearts. Lego Star Wars, The Complete Saga, I think we have to put into into banger. It's not peak media. It's like a very simple game. It's a very simple game, like I said, the Complete Saga, but I do love it a lot. Is that nostalgia? Who can say? Madagascar 2 Escape to Africa from Will.i.am Yuri was not a good game. It's tie and slop. It's yeah, that's true. Tried being the main word. Um, the Jeanette McCurdy book. I'm glad my mom died. Is that what it's called? Yep, I'm glad my mom died. Banger, really good adaptation of her One Woman. I did play it for a bit. Yeah, I played it to find Will.i.am and nothing else. That we were playing it for Will.i.am, not because I like the Madagascar films. Yeah, I'm glad my mom died is really good. Would recommend reading it. It's like kind of cuttingly personal and a description of like how being a child actor fucks you up. And Jeanette McCurdy, the way Jeanette McCurdy writes is really compelling as well. I enjoyed might be the wrong word, but it's like a really satisfying, like not satisfying. It's a really kind of like horrifying yet witty and funny book. I'd recommend. Now this is a non-fiction book about East Germany. It's good. It's a good non-fiction book about East Germany. I don't know what else I can say. It's a good non-fiction book about East Germany. Bloodborne. Apparently I played Bloodborne last year. I have no memories of playing Bloodborne last year. Bloodborne is banger. Is Bloodborne peak media? Yeah, Bloodborne peak media. This is the Tombs of Atuan, the second Earthsea book. Oh, I always forget that Mangok was a last year thing. But the Tombs of Atuan is good. I enjoyed it. It's an interesting book that has character. It has Ged from the first one, but it feels very self-contained. I think it's banger. It's definitely banger. I think it's interesting that books by and large are in the top half, except for fucking Dark Disciple. The Tombs of Atuan. So I've got a collection which is called Earthsea, the first 4 books. That's just because they're all quite short, and it's Ursula K. Le Guin's Earthsea series. Yeah, I really love her prose. I need to read some of her. I need to finish it. Tombs of Atuan. Atuan, I think. Like the Tombs of Atuan. It's the second book in the Earthsea series. There's about 7 of them in total, I think, including a short story collection. The Taylor Swift Eras Tour is perfect. It's peak media. You can't tell me it's anything but. We love Taylor Swift here. I had a great time watching the Eras Tour. I couldn't get tickets, and watching it on Disney Plus was fun. I loved it. Don't criticize me for this. We're allowed to like a kind of mid-white woman. We're all allowed that. Anyone But You's good. Anyone But You is really fun. I really like Anyone But You. Is Anyone But You better than Bill and Ted? Yes, it is. Is it better than Rise of the Planet of the Apes? No, it's not. But Anyone But You is a retelling of Much Ado About Nothing, set in with a group of Americans going to Sydney for a honeymoon. It's really, really fun. Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney play the leads, and they are great in it. Would highly recommend. Hitman, another Glenn Powell film. This is better than Anyone But You. It's so Hitman is your man. The guy who does films over like 30 years. The guy who did Boyhood, who's doing Merrily We Roll Along. You know the one. About like a man who pretends to be a hitman. He pretends to be a hitman to help catch people. He does entrapment basically for the police, and gets into character. Richard Linklater, that's the one. He gets into character as a hitman, and it changes him as a person. It's a great film. I'd highly recommend. It's a real shame it's a Netflix original, because that kind of meant that no one saw it or talked about it. But it's a good film. Alan Partridge, Alpha Papa, banger, good film. Alan Partridge, Alpha Papa. Better than anyone but you? I don't think so. Better than Civ 5? Probably. Now, don't look up my star ratings for any of these films on Netflix, because yeah, Alpha Papa was really funny. I love Alan Partridge. Maybe is it better than anyone but you? Maybe. Is it better than Rise of the Planet of the Apes? Probably not. Have I put Planet of the Apes too low? Probably. I think Rise can go there. But yeah, Alpha Papa's really funny. It's a nice continuation of the series that like continues sort of Alan's story nicely. Would recommend. Star Wars Squadrons. Star Wars Squadrons is pretty good. It's got like weirdly tight gameplay. The story is a bit weird, but I had a fun time. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is going in mid. It's Flight Sim again, which is fine. Flight Sim is good. We love... Yeah. I think Alpha Papa does work as standalone. It works even better if you've seen the rest of the series. The reason I'm putting Flight Sim 24 in mid is because of the weird AI voices. Pretty much. So they've used computer programs like AI type stuff to do weather modeling and stuff, which is fine. It makes sense for that. But in this one, they've added kind of like a career mode, and the NPC characters you talk to all have like text-to-speech AI voices. And for that, the game has to go down in mid. I hate it. It's a crime. Microsoft, you can afford to pay actors. Assassin's Creed the movie is mid. It's not good. But I'm obsessed with Assassin's Creed. Balatro has to go in top tier media. It's sunk its hooks into me like no game has in a long time. I think I'm probably getting to the back end of my time with Balatro. Like, I've done a lot of what there is to do, and like I still enjoy a run, but like I don't know if I'm going to do all the achievements and beat every single ante. But yeah, Balatro is like a criminally fun game. It deserved a Game of the Year nomination. 100%. Yeah, I think I'm at a point where like taking a little break from Balatro at the very least is worthwhile. I need to grab some more music because this album's about to finish. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? Let's have a Hyman song. Barbarella is bad. I hated Barbarella. The film Barbarella is deeply misogynist. Anyone who tells you it's somehow empowering is lying to you. I am interested to see how Sydney Sweeney tries to turn this into a like feminist empowerment film, because I trust Sydney Sweeney. I think she's a very smart woman and an interesting artist, but I don't know how Barbarella can be made into like a liberationary thing. Brass Eye is peak media. Brass Eye is easily peak media, as is The Day Today, which is probably going to appear shortly. They're both just like some of the greatest comedies ever made. Jerry Rice and Nidus's Dog Football is not good. Jerry Rice and Nidus's Dog Football is a Wii shovelware game where dogs play American football. I have it on Steam and I pick it up from time to time just when I want to show people absolute dog water games. Dog water being a pun, of course, here, 100%. It's not good, but it's an insane game. Bramble! We liked Bramble. Is Bramble a banger? No. Bramble is pretty good. I think it's better than Squadrons. I had a lot of fun with Bramble. You can watch me play it for my thoughts. It's like an interesting, fun game about like Scandinavian folklore, Norwegian folklore in particular. But yeah, it's a boy in a bear trap game. Now we go into maybe one of the first controversial ones of this, Celeste. Now, people love Celeste. I didn't really enjoy Celeste. I don't want to put it down in mid because it's not mid, but I don't think I can bring myself to put it any higher than pretty good. And on pretty good, it's going to be the back half of pretty good. Like, I'm satisfied that I beat it. Like, I beat the main story. I know there's all sorts of other completionist stuff you can do, but like, can't say I enjoyed my time with it necessarily. Hearts of Iron 4 is a guilty pleasure game, and I don't know if I get pleasure from this. This is a game I've been playing since I was like 17, and I'm never gonna... Yeah, like the thing with Celeste is I recognize the craft behind it, but it didn't work for me. And that's something we'll be saying about a couple of other things later on. Yeah, Hoi 4. The film Cat People is really good. I really like the film Cat People. It's a classic for a reason. It's not necessarily aged 100% great, but I think Cat People's really good. I enjoyed Cat People. I don't have anything else to say about it. Catwoman, however... Catwoman is a guilty pleasure film. Catwoman is going to be the first of the Friday... or the second of the Friday Film Night films that ends up in guilty pleasure. Because Catwoman I had so much fun with. It's not good... But I had so much fun watching Catwoman. It's kind of insane, but it's a real fun time to watch other people. Civ 6 is gonna go in... It's basically gonna go immediately behind Civ 5, wherever Civ 5 has gone. Bloons TAL Event 6 is another, like, it's a good game. It's a good game. Yeah, I think a lot of guilty pleasure will be stuff that transcends the notions of good and bad. Like, do the Descendants films go in? Do the Descendants films go in guilty pleasure, or do they go in like banger and pretty good? Because like I really like the Descendants films, but I recognize they're made for TV movies with like kind of low budgets and weird acting and like weird music. Like I like them a lot. I think Descendants 3 is my favorite of them and probably would be in banger, like the lowest of banger we can do, but I think would be a banger. You know what? Fuck it. It's a banger. Who are you? Oh, you're Detective Chinatown. I didn't like Detective Chinatown at all. Detective Chinatown, you can go in the criminals behind this must be thing because you were weirdly misogynistic and weird otherwise. Assassin's Creed Syndicate is good. Assassin's Creed Syndicate is pretty good. No, I don't think they got a bad story. Like, there's some weird stuff with like the children of villains and like being there's like some of the world building is weird. But, like, I like the stories. I like the characters and everything. Like, I don't think they're, like, bad. I just think they're made for teenagers. I didn't finish Dishonored, so it goes there. Descendants 1 is, like, pretty good, but top tier pretty good. Dune! Denis Villeneuve's Dune. I think I'm going to tuck you in just behind Dune Messiah. As I said... There's some stuff missing from the books that I understand why it's missing, but the books work better, but Denis Villeneuve's Dune films are incredible. FIFA 2023 is like a bad game. I played it for one day when I was down at my parents' in... Oh! Second crash. Second crash. This is surviving crashing fairly efficiently. I mean, I think For me, I think it is peak. Yeah, I think FIFA 2023 is bad. It's top tier bad, but it's not a good game. Hunter Call of the Wild is mid, like low level mid. Yeah, the thing is, I enjoy playing FIFA, but they're not good games. Like it's like gambling games with like a confident game made around them. Democracy 4 is pretty good. It's like not much of a game, and like the politics of them is weird, but like I had a fun time playing it. I think the Denis Villeneuve, maybe they're not as close to Dune. You know what? They can go behind just before Bloodborne. eXistenZ I didn't like. I understand why people liked eXistenZ, but it wasn't for me. Which kind of means it's either low end of pretty good or mid. And because I didn't like it, and yucky, I think it can go high mid. I understand why people like eXistenZ a lot, but like not for me. Extraordinary is like a Disney Plus / Hulu series about like a world where everyone has superpowers, and one person doesn't have and like some people don't have superpowers. Like one of the main character doesn't have superpowers. It's pretty good. I enjoy it. It's not amazing or anything, but it's like a fun series, and it's fun to see like in the same way as what's it called? That other British superhero series from like 20 years ago. Yeah, it's like a solid pretty good. Fallout 1 is low level banger. I think Fallout 1 is... I didn't finish Fallout 1 because like the game soft locked me and I didn't have any saves for a while. Like I got soft locks, but like I think Fallout 1 is like a low level banger. I think there's lots of stuff that could be improved upon, or like stuff that hasn't aged necessarily great. But in terms of like the world building, the writing, the satire that's going on, it's like pretty pointed and solid. Now Flight Sim 2020, unlike 2024, that's a banger. Flight Sim 2024 is like going. I've sunk a lot of time into Flight Sim 2024. Yeah. Oh, is this the Mandalorian season 3? The Mandalorian, more like the Mid-Dalorian season 3. Yeah, I only watched the season 3 of Mandalorian. Maybe it was all of Mandalorian. I guess if it's all of Mandalorian, we can up it to like pretty good, but it's not going higher than like, it's not better than Upload. I enjoy the TV show Upload more than I enjoy Mandalorian. Golda is criminal. Golda is an evil film. Golda is a genuinely evil film about Golda Meir. Like it's evil. I don't know why I watched it, but it's going in the criminals box. Gex is good. We love Gex. Gex is like... Gex is... Gex can be there with Celeste. Yeah, exactly. Evil film about an evil woman. Half-Life is fine. Now the thing about Half-Life, and I'm going to start speeding up slightly because we've been going for an hour and we've got so many of these left to do. The thing about Half-Life is a game that I have struggled with. I've really struggled playing Half-Life. I've played it on and off. It's older than me, that's for certain. I don't think I'm going to put it in haven't finished it yet, because I'm not going to go back to it. But I can't put it any higher than that. Like, it's a similar situation to Celeste. Art of Rally is fucking banger. Art of Rally is a great game. It's just such a tight, well-designed little indie game. Like, I really love Art of Rally. No, I understand it, like, hurts people. As is putting Celeste there, I imagine, hurts people. But, like, I just can't Personally, I can't. Super Auto Pets is pretty good. Super Auto Pets is like a fun little pet battler game. I've sunk quite a lot of time into it. It's probably about the level of Democracy. Lost Egg, of course, is a banger. We love Lost Egg. Lost Egg is just above Civilization 5, I reckon. We love Lost Egg. I will beat the bonus level one day. Is this Britain's Worst Driver? Which we watched in the Discord one time. Britain's Worst Driver is bad TV. Actually, it may be Criminal. Are you Criminal, Britain's Worst Driver? I think the Worst Driver films may be Forced Combat. Now, Forced Combat is like a kind of mid-fighting game. It's a fan fighting game, a fan Star Wars. Is that an old Skoda Octavia? I'm impressed you can tell at that size. Forced Combat is like an unfinished fan game, but I like had fun with it, so it can go in pretty good. Noughts and Crosses is the first book in the Rebus series. Again, pretty good. I can see it. You can tell it's like the guy's first book. There are more things by Yara Rodriguez Fowler. Great book. Really, really enjoyed. Banger. Is it my favourite book I read last year? No, but it's up there. It's like, I really, really enjoy the way that she weaves together like sort of characters over different periods of time. Yeah. Jedi Survivor I haven't finished yet. The Fallen Star is the third book in the High Republic series. Well, the phase 1 of the High Republic novels, and it's my favourite of them, so it's going on top. It's a really good climax. Thrilling, exciting. It does also bring in some stuff from some comics that I haven't read yet, but these three as just a self-contained trilogy work pretty well. That's good. Yeah, no. I've only read There Are More Things, but I really, really enjoyed There Are More Things. The Acolyte is mid. I'm sorry. The Acolyte isn't very good. The final episode of Acolyte has potential, but as a whole, it's a series that kind of has some potential that it fails to capitalize on. It shouldn't have got the absolutely vitriolic response it did. I think a second season would have been better, but existing as it does just as a single season of TV, I can't say it's anything more than mid, to be honest. Next Goal Wins. This is going to be another IFA controversial one. Next Goal Wins is pretty good. I really enjoyed watching Next Goal Wins. People seem to hate this film. I had a good time. It's a feel-good Taika Waititi film that isn't overly annoying. What more could you want? Riders Republic is fun. It's like pretty good. It's kind of on the level of Dirt Rally, I think. Star Wars Movie Duels is a guilty pleasure game for me. No. Star Wars Movie Duels is pretty good. Oh no, Next Goal Wins is like an Emilia Perez type thing where like a lot of people have decided it is bad because it's got like a trans character portrayed by a cis guy. And so they've decided that it's, well, not portrayed by a cis guy, the person is played by a trans actor, but the director is a cis guy, and as such people have decided it's criminal and the worst thing ever to exist. And that's, I'll get to this more when we touch on Emilia Perez, but like, yeah, I think it's a really dumb hold to take. Boomers is a feature-length documentary by... Yeah, exactly. Boomers is a feature-length documentary by Tom Nichols on Nebula. It's pretty good. It's basically an extended version of one of his video essays with better funding, and he got to go around the world and talk to people. Glad he got to make it. Hope he makes more. It could have been a bit more biting. Wonka's pretty good. You know? Had a fun time with Wonka. Is it amazing? No. Is it pretty good? Yeah. Cabin in the Woods? Are you a bad Cabin in the Woods? No, you're pretty good. Resident Evil, the first one. Now, I think the first Resident Evil film is kind of the weakest one. It's fine. it has like You're All Going to Die Down Here, which is of course iconic. But I think it's like the weakest of the Resident Evil films, or one of the weakest of Resident Evil films. Like compared to some of the later ones, it's kind of just like a bit generic. It's got some fun special effects. It's got some fun scenes. The laser grid is iconic, but yeah, I think not much of it sticks out to me compared to the later films. Jason and the Argonauts. Jason and the Argonauts is a classic for a reason. I'm not going to put it in peak media because I think it's not perfect, but it's a classic for a reason. It can go by the Muppet Movie. Joyride is not good. Joyride is a bad film. Did not enjoy the film Joyride. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep is a game that we played like 2 bits of. Seemed okay, but I moved to Kingdom Hearts 3. Yeah, the first is trying authentically horror. Koala Man's fun. I love Koala Man. Koala Man is like a banger. Koala Man can go like with just below anyone but you. I enjoyed Koala Man. I'm speeding up slightly because we've still got this much to do. We've still got quite a lot to do. Oh, Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. Pretty good. I had a fun time with Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, I think. I can go with The Sims 4. It's like a cute little kids film that's like got some fun like in jokes and alternate reality Star Wars stuff. It's fun. Ah, Lisa Frankenstein. Now I had a really good time with Lisa Frankenstein. It's not like a perfect film, but I'm gonna put it as low end banger. Yeah, Rebuild the Galaxy was really, really fun. It was like a really fun little guy. You know what, Rebuild the Galaxy? You can go above Movie Jewels. Yeah, exactly. It felt like... I need to watch some of the other Lego Star Wars shorts because, like, it was really fun. Yeah, exactly. The Book of Boba Fett. Now, the Book of Boba Fett, more like... Well, the Book of Robert Fett is... Nah, it's not good. Like, the thing about the Book of Boba Fett, I think I enjoy it more than most people. Like, I like the weird way it builds up to a fight against some robots. I like the city folk and the country people having to come together. But it's not good. And also, it's just like The Mandalorian for like 3 episodes and has horrible CGI Luke Skywalker. Yusaka Parking's a really fun little game. It was on Game Pass for a while and I played it on there. I think I can go in... it's sort of similar to Art of Rally in its sort of polish. GeoGuessr is peak. We know GeoGuessr. We love GeoGuessr. Whoever invented GeoGuessr was a genius. It's great. We love GeoGuessr. MVP Most Valuable Primate is not a good film. Is it criminal for animal abuse? Quite possibly. But I think criminal is more for like, this is an evil thing to make. MVP Most Valuable Primate is probably like, there. Now it feels, some of this... You know what? I don't think Britain's worst driver is necessarily bad. Shaolin Soccer is pretty good. It's fun, but it's also got some like deep misogyny in it. I think, did I enjoy it more than Upload? No, I didn't. Pop Culture Jeopardy is the Amazon original take on Jeopardy, where the questions are exclusively pop culture questions. I have a fun time watching it when I was down with my family. I wouldn't watch it by myself because it's a quiz show. But it can go solidly up with Bramble. Is this still going? Yes, it is. Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City is like... It's like, okay. Oh, crash. We are fighting to get this one to work. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. It was like, oh no, it reset a couple of them. Shaolin Soccer was pretty good. Pop Culture Jeopardy is top end pretty good. Resident Evil is, I think, also pretty good, but there, I think. Also, Cabin in the Woods can go down a bit. Yeah. I mean, the thing about Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City is it's like a more straight up adaptation of the games, but also adds in some extra stuff to make them work as like a unified story. Like the first three is like one flowing story, and it works. It's not perfect. I think the horror could work a bit better, but it's like fun. I like the actors. Agatha All Along is a banger. Agatha All Along is like the best Marvel show by such a long way. It's not even close. You can go. You're better than Koala Man. Exactly. It takes the first three games and turns them into a single feature. Avatar, as you know, the first Avatar is a banger. Way of Water is peak media, which we did also watch this year. Avatar 1 is good, but like it's not on the same level, I don't think. Man Thing is guilty. No, Man Thing is bad. I enjoyed watching Man Thing with people. The AA movie? Have I missed? Have I entirely just clocked out? The AA? Oh, Agatha All Along. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was good. Irish Wish is not good. Irish Wish is guilty pleasure. Irish Wish is a Netflix original rom-com about what's her face, Lindsay Lohan going to a wedding in Ireland. It is slop and I love it.
Rodney!
Exactly. Rodney! This is why Man Thing has to go and get... Man Thing isn't guilty pleasure because it didn't give us enough weirdness to make it up there with Catwoman. Like, it's a bad film, but it's a fun bad film. Desperate Housewives I haven't finished yet. One of Us is Lying is a TV show I watched one episode with my former flatmates. It's fine. It's like teen drama. The film Jesus Christ Superstar is peak media. It's such a... I love Jesus... No, I do love my Desperate Housewives, but I haven't finished it, so I can't judge it. I'm like halfway through. Jesus Christ Superstar is peak media. We love it. It's a really, really amazing film. Interesting as well because it came out before about the same time as the stage show, so it's a direct adaptation of the concept album instead of the stage show, which is interesting. It's different and unique, and as is Prince of Egypt. Prince of Egypt is a fucking banger. Prince of Egypt is peak media. It's going up here as well. We love Prince of Egypt. Another just great musical, biblical musical. The Legend of the Guardians of the Gahul is like weirdly good. I don't know if I'd put it up into banger, but it's like top tier pretty good. It's like top tier pretty good. Better than Descendants? No. Better than Princess Scoundrel? No. But it's like right up at the very top of like pretty good. Underworld. Is this the first? No, this is the second Underworld film. Second Underworld film is like mid-level pretty good. It's like... Yeah, it really is a shame that he never did anything else. Tim Robbins, Whatever You Are, blah, 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 with Tim Robbins. Yeah, to be honest, like, Second Underworld was a guilty pleasure film. I think you should leave with Tim Robbins. That's it. It's good. It's a good show. It's a good show. I think it goes like between Agatha All Along and Koala Man. The Greatest Showman is guilty. No, The Greatest Showman's pretty good. Is The Greatest Showman guilty pleasure? Is it pretty good? I think it's pretty good. Like, it's a well-made film. I'm also going to have to run to the toilet, so I'll be right back. Hopefully it doesn't crash again while I'm gone. am back. I am back. I realised that we could also... If we slide this to the right a bit, it means that I can enlarge it slightly. And it's more clear what we're talking about. Anyway, where are we up to? And also, is it still playing? Oh no, it's now started playing stuff that may be copyrighted. No. No, quickly, find something. There we go. So, Planet of the Apes, it's a classic, it's a banger, it's perfect. Well, it's not perfect, it's very misogynistic. But the first Planet of the Apes film is peak media. It's so good. It's like, I guess not. I think some of like Rise is like a banger. The second and third of the original trilogy, or like the new trilogy, are like peak media. Descendants 2 is pretty good. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End is a film that I consider a top tier banger. I love Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I don't think it's peak media. I think there's too many issues in it to consider it peak media. But I love Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. It's my favourite film in the series. And I think it's an expensive film that justifies being an expensive film. You can really see how it is. We're getting there. We're more than halfway. King Arthur Legend of the Sword. Baz King Arthur, as it's also known. That's a guilty pleasure film. A lot of the Friday and Sunday film night films are going to end up in the guilty pleasure level. I hate Sonic the Hedgehog 3 so much. It's a bad film. I didn't enjoy Sonic at all. I don't understand how people enjoy the Sonic films. Seinfeld is a classic for a reason. Do 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 do. This was called like So I'm a Cyborg, but that's okay. I didn't really enjoy it, but I think other people did. I'm putting it down as like mid, slightly higher than Extrasense. I do hate Jim Carrey so much. Oh, You're Gavin and Stacey, something that we were watching when I was down at my parents'. It's pretty good. It's like fine. It's fine. It's cute. It's cute. It's got fun. It's funny in bits. It captures like a very specific bit of the experience of living in the UK, particularly in Wales and the southeast of England, two places I've never lived. But it's pretty good. I can see why people like it. I can see why people don't like it. Know Me Knowing You, Alan Partridge, fucking banger. Love. I think Knowing Me Knowing You is not as good as the film. The film is better than Know Me Knowing You. I think I'm Alan Partridge, which we will get up into a minute, is better. Aha. Indeed. No, IQ. Is IQ pretty good, or is it a guilty pleasure? Because I think IQ is like, it's an insane film. But I enjoyed it a lot. Now, did I enjoy it because it's insane? Or did I enjoy it? Yeah, I think it has to be guilty, but it's pretty high level guilty. I think IQ is it's not, yeah, it's there. IQ was really fun. I had a lot of fun watching the film IQ. Valerian, I think, also goes in guilty. Like, Valerian is a weird film. Yeah, like, the guilty doesn't necessarily imply badly made. Like, some of the guilties are, like, well made, but, like, they're insane. Or they're, like, poorly made, but they're fun. Valerian is, like, insane and kind of badly made and kind of badly written and kind of badly acted. But I do have a space in my heart for Valerian that I can't get rid of. Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Now, I think that does have to go. For obvious reasons in peak media, don't come at me. How high are we putting it? Is it higher than Dune? I think it's higher than Dune. Dracula Untold. Dracula Untold's another guilty pleasure film. I remember enjoying Dracula Untold a lot. Let the games begin. Did I enjoy it more than King Arthur Legend of the Sword? I think I did. Dracula Untold also has like... It's weirdly got a lot of Andy Romani stuff in it, which is not great. But yeah, it's a fun film. Mannequin I didn't like. I know other people liked Mannequin. I didn't like the film Mannequin. It's not a bad film, but it's not a good film. Cowboys vs. Aliens... Is that even a guilty pleasure film? I think Cowboys vs. Aliens is just straight up bad. It's better than Man-Thing. But I think Cowboys vs. Aliens is bad and not a guilty pleasure. Wanted, however, I think... Wanted has to be guilty pleasure. I enjoyed Wanted, but not because of what Wanted's trying to do. Yeah, I think I preferred Man-Thing. Man-Thing was... Thinking about it, Cowboys vs. Aliens... Meh. But yeah, Wanted was fun. I enjoyed the rats. The Wanted is a weird film. But I had a fun time watching it. Catch Me If You Can's good. Catch Me If You Can is a film I watched with my parents over Christmas. It's a good film. It's a banger. I don't know if it's peak media, but it's a really good film. Maybe it's like just below Elden Ring. This is the Russian film Treasure Raiders. This is a guilty pleasure film. It is. That's so right. And it also kind of invents Assassin's Creed in the process. Treasure Raiders is guilty pleasure as well. I enjoyed Treasure Raiders a lot, but it is not a good film. The Boys is good. Boys is pretty good. No, The Boys is peak. No, it's banger. The Boys is not necessarily... It's not got better as it's gone on. I think the Data series is probably the weakest of them so far. But it's still good. I still enjoy The Boys a lot. The Suicide Squad is peak media. I love The Suicide Squad. I know not everyone loves The Suicide Squad, but for me, The Suicide Squad is peak. It's like maybe the best superhero film made, and I know it's not about superheroes. The Boy and the Heron is also just going straight up into peak. Boy and the Heron is like the culmination of a career. I don't think it's as good as Totoro, but like I think The Boy and the Heron, you can see how it's the culmination of Miyazaki's entire career and him coming to terms with his career. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful film. Umbrella Academy, the final season is... I enjoyed it, but the final episode really just lets it down. Which kind of knocks it down to pretty good. I think below extraordinary. Kazam is in the criminals level. I hated Kazam with a passion. It's probably the best... Oh, there we go. We will make it to the end of this if it's the last thing I fucking do. Kazam is in the criminals level. You can't stop me. You can't stop me from putting Kazam in the criminals level. And then immediately taking War for the Planet of the Apes all the way up to peak media where it belongs. It's better than the original Planet of the Apes. I would say in many ways it's better than Dune. Is it better than the Thrawn trilogy? I don't necessarily think so. But I adore... I think it's because I've got this many pictures loaded into it, quite frankly. It really is struggling. But we'll make it. We'll make it if we have... We'll make it. It might take us a while, but we'll make it. Children of Men, again. Peak cinema. Children of Men is an incredible film. Cuarón really, really, really understands what it means to be England. It's better than the Eras Tour. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, I haven't finished. Skeleton Crew? Okay, gamers. Now I've got a question. This is the 2024 media list. we have now finished Skeleton Crew, but at the time of the end of 2024, Skeleton Crew was still ongoing. Skeleton Crew, if we do this next year... Well, the thing is, it will appear next year on the tier list if we do it. So I don't know if we count it as I haven't finished it yet, because I hadn't finished it yet at the end of 2024, or if it gets ranked on this one and then also on the following year's tier list as well. I mean, it's finished. Yeah, I guess based on the first couple of episodes, I think Skeleton Crew is a banger. It's like a low-level banger. It's like bottom of the bangers. But like, it's easily the second best Star Wars series they've done so far. Grand Designs, we watched like one episode of. I love Grand Designs. It's so good. It does come under Guilty Pleasure though, I think, because it's reality TV. But it's like top tier Guilty Pleasure. Bob Roberts is a great film. I'm glad we watched it. I can't remember who suggested it for a Friday film night. But Bob Roberts is a... I don't want to do the, it's prescient, Trump was shot, blah, blah, blah thing. But it's a really, really well-made mockumentary. This is a random Dutch series we watched one episode of to essentially test whether we could share Disney+. I'm not going to finish it, so it can go in mid. Dying for Fame is peak mid. I was in London visiting some people and doing some stuff. In my hotel room there was a TV, and I put it on while I was getting changed and doing makeup and stuff. Dying for Fame, a Hallmark original mystery thriller, came on, and instead of going out and getting lunch, I instead watched the film Dying for Fame in its entirety. I don't think it's Guilty Pleasure because I couldn't tell you a single thing about Dying for Fame. But it's top tier mid purely for the fact that it stopped me from going out of my hotel room for like 2.5 hours. Now we get on to Emilia Perez, which is a banger. The thing about Emilia Perez is I'm not in a position to really examine the critiques of it being, of how it treats the sort of Mexican cartels and Mexico more broadly, but a lot of critiques of the film seem to be either misunderstanding what it's doing with a trans character or with trans stuff in more widely. And it's also, half of the people criticizing it haven't seen it. They've seen one 3-second clip that is purposefully absurd, and they're judging the film based on that. I think Emilia Perez is probably in my top 10 films released in 2024. No one can stop me from saying that. I think it deserves a lot of the awards it's getting. People who say it doesn't deserve it are wrong, quite frankly. Most of them, again, haven't seen the film. If you don't like it, that's fine. It's well within your rights not to like it, but I really enjoyed it. The sort of anti-musical... I love an anti-musical. Fallout TV show is great. The Fallout TV show is again a banger. I think it's like maybe my favorite TV show of 2024. Keeping in mind that I don't watch Succession and don't have Apple TV. What the fuck are you? Oh, The Office Australia. We watched one episode of that. We can't really judge. Space Cadet's a fun film. I really enjoyed Space Cadet. It's an Emma Roberts rom-com about her essentially blagging her way into the NASA training program to be an astronaut. And I don't know, it's not a banger. I can't put it in banger, but it's like top tier. It's again similar. It's a rom-com. It's a rom-com. It's a really fun rom-com. Avatar: The Way of Water, as we know, I adore the Avatar films. There's no way I can put this as anything but peak media. I'm so excited to see Avatar 3 this year. Dune 2, I think, is a better film than Dune 1. Sorry, Dune Part 2, even. I think it's better than Dune Part 1. Where did Dune Part 1 go? I really enjoyed it again. I've only seen it once. I need to revisit these now. I've seen the Lynch Dune, and I've read the books. Episode 2, I think, is a guilty pleasure. Because it's a bad film, I think. I think episode 1 is still the best of the prequels, but I have a special place in my heart for episode 2. It's so weirdly ambitious in what it's trying to do with moving to CGI. It has some stuff that really doesn't work. The droid factory scene in particular is really, really bad. The droid factory scene is not good. But I really enjoy episode 2. And no one can stop me doing that. I didn't like Ninja Terminator. I know other people find Ninja Terminator funny. I just didn't enjoy it. That is what it is. Little Shop of Horrors, once again, peak media. It can go with the other musicals. Little Shop of Horrors is so fun. It's got a great guest performance by Steve Martin that really sticks out to me. But it's peak. Love Little Shop of Horrors. Oh my god, it just never ends. I guess this is a whole year of media. Nimona, I think, is another one that I enjoyed a lot less than a lot of people. Like, it's fine. It's pretty good, I guess. But, like, wasn't for me. I really didn't enjoy the animation style. I think it looked unfinished, quite frankly. But, like, I can see why people like it. The middle Planet of the Apes, it's not called Dawn, it's called, like... What is it called? It's not Dawn and it's not War. It's other Planet of the Apes. It's... Is it Dawn? Oh yeah, it is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I think Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is... I'm a... Yeah, no, you're so right. Maybe this shows in my, like, Pirates of the Caribbean take, but, like, I'm a girly who really likes a well-executed end of a trilogy. But, which is why I think War I prefer to Rise. Or Dawn, even. I think the Planet of the Apes trilogy just gets better and better and better as it goes. But Rise does some really, really, really fun stuff. That trilogy, the Planet of the Apes trilogy, is one of the best modern kind of science fiction trilogies ever made. The Nonsense Christmas with Sabrina Carpenter, I don't know how I can rank this. It's a solid, fun, like, hour-long Christmas special made by Sabrina Carpenter for Netflix. What else is there to say? It goes below Space Cadet, realistically. Identities is bad, I'm sorry. I'll put it, like, high level bad, but it's not good. It's a bit of a, quite frankly, amateurish mess of a short film. But I'm glad that Nebula let people make them. Bingo Bongo is not good. Bingo Bongo is bad. I don't think Bingo Bongo is a guilty pleasure, quite frankly. Bingo Bongo is bad. I'm glad we watched Bingo Bongo because I love apes, but Bingo Bongo is bad. Tales of the Empire is the weakest of the tales. I'm saying that as if there's multiple ones of them, there's two. Tales of the Empire is, like, pretty good, but it's not amazing. I think it probably goes below Battlefront 2. The Barriss stuff is fun. The other lady, the fucking Dathomiri witch lady, I don't think her storyline is very interesting or works particularly well. So, like, you can go above Mando, but it's not great. Beneath the Planet of the Apes is a fucking mess. The only thing that redeems Beneath the Planet of the Apes and raises it from the bad tier to the mid tier is the ape sauna scene. It's a weird mess that was essentially decanonized in later Planet of the Apes films. Compared to the original, which is, like, has some issues but is amazing, Beneath Planet of the Apes is a fucking mess. I also watched that when my flight was, like, multiple hours delayed in Nice airport, so maybe I wasn't in the right headspace. But it's not good. The Day to Day is also fucking great series. I think that I prefer Brass Eye to The Day to Day, so I'm going to put it slightly below Brass Eye, where I put Brass Eye. But it's, again, really good. Emily in Paris is top tier guilty pleasure. I love Emily in Paris. No one will ever stop me from watching Emily in Paris. I will watch every season, day of it being released. But it's not necessarily good. Hundreds of Beavers is one of the best films made in 2020. Well, it wasn't made in 2024. It's a couple of years old. Is it peak media? I don't know. Do I prefer it to Amelia Perez? Again, I don't know. But I think it's second place. It's just behind Amelia Perez. Episode 1, I think it's not a guilty pleasure film. It's like pretty good. It's not amazing. It's like not mid. I don't think it is bad enough to be on mid. But it's not like a good film necessarily. I think it's better than Resident Evil The Final Chapter. I would be hesitant to rank it any higher than that, just because it's an ambitious mess. Madam Web is guilty pleasure. Madam Web is top tier guilty pleasure again. We love Madam Web. I will watch Madam Web as many times as I need to get a Madam Web 2 funded. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty is an absolutely beautiful film. I had never really considered it at all until I watched a video essay about it, like a really short video essay earlier this year. Immediately after, I was like, oh, this is exactly my shit. I need to watch this. I then proceeded to watch it, and it's now one of my favourite films ever made. It's one that I might even consider adding to my Letterboxd top 4. And for that, I think it has to go right up at the top for me, even beating out Avatar. The Weird Descendants short film for the wedding is like fine. It's like mid because it's like a really cheaply produced animated short, but it was fun. I liked it. We watched one episode of Golden Girls. I can't judge it off that. Raiders of the Lost Ark is another peak media. I haven't seen any of the other Indiana Jones films, but Raiders is so good. I think it's up there with Empire, quite frankly. I think Avatar is maybe better, and Boy and the Heron is maybe better. The D&D film from 2020 whatever, I think is a low-level banger. Do I prefer it to Lisa Frankenstein? Yes. Do I prefer it to the Muppet Movie? Yes. Is it better than The Boys? Yes. Is it better than Bill and Ted? I don't think so. But yeah, it's a really fun film. Rebel Moon Part 2 can just go straight into the criminals. It's not as bad as Golden. It's not as bad as Charlie's Angels. But of course it's really bad. This is the Godzilla film. This is the Godzilla film from like the Godzilla vs. Kong from the 70s. It's not very good, quite frankly. I think it's mid, to be honest. It's like mid-tier mid. But it's not a good film, particularly. Dune Prophecy I haven't finished, so it's just going in the I haven't finished. Underworld 1 is a guilty pleasure, of course. I think it's a lower level guilty pleasure to like some of these. Just because I think Underworld 2 had a lot more to love than Underworld 1. Wicked is pretty good, I think. I don't think it can go higher than pretty good. But it's a pretty good film. Spy Kids 2, I think, is pretty good. By the way, Guilty Pleasure and Pretty Good are basically on the same tier. It's just whether I think they're, like, actually good or kind of bad, but I enjoy them. Or shouldn't enjoy them. Spy Kids 2, we enjoyed. Snow White and the Huntsman, I think, genuinely breaks out of the box to get into Pretty Good instead of in Guilty Pleasure. Is it better than some of these? No. Is it better than Bramble? It's probably it's kind of Bramble coded in a way. I think it can sit just below Bramble. Yeah, it had some good cinematography. Last Christmas is a fucking guilty pleasure film because it's an insane film. It's not a good film, but I really enjoy Last Christmas quite a lot. It's very Bramble coded. Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again is not a guilty pleasure film. It's not a pretty good film. Oh. No, that's not who we want. Crashed again. We're nearly there. I reckon we can make it through this with like 1 to 2 more crashes. But yeah, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again is a banger. It's not peak Sinner. We're nearly there. I think Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again is like better than Elden Ring. Like fundamentally, this is a completely nonsense exercise because like how can you rank Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again against Elden Ring, against a non-fiction book about East Germany? How do you do any of this? This is an exercise in absurdity, fundamentally. What are you? What are you? I'm gonna have to go into the end of the year tier list to work out what you are. What are you? We have just had... It's just before Now You See Me Too. What the fuck is that? No, I don't think it's Flash Gordon. It's Excalibur. It's Excalibur. Excalibur was a weird mess. I think it's high tier mid because it's an interesting mess, but I don't think it's a good mess. Now You See Me Too is Guilty Pleasure. Now You See Me Too is like top tier Guilty Pleasure again. Because it, again, the Now You See... Oh, and actually no. Now You See Me Too is top tier pretty good. I think Now You See Me... Les Mis, I think, is pretty good. I don't think it's Guilty Pleasure because I think it... Les Mis, again, is a bit of a mess. But I think there's a lot to like there. And for that, it earns a place just below Wonka. Cats is Guilty Pleasure, quite frankly. Cats is a film that I can never say I hate. It can sit with Catwoman. She can have a little butt rubbing up on it. Canada's Worst Driver is bad. I don't care for it. Dracula's Girlfriend I think is also... It's low-level mid, quite frankly. Because, like, it's another one similar to Identities where it's like... I can see what you're going for. I don't think it works, and also the tech side of things don't really work here. Like, it's just all around not very well made, but like, cool. I guess it's cool you got to do it, and you got to like do a cinema premiere for a 35-minute short film of 2 people talking in a restaurant. Now, Shooter, Bobbly Swagger. I think Bobbly Swagger is pretty good. Is it like better than Kingdom Hearts 3? I don't think so. But I think Shooter is a decent film. Bienvenue chez les Chutes is not a good film necessarily. It was an interesting film. It's not as good as Excalibur. It's not as good as Resident Evil. Yeah, I can go there. That's a film about kind of the culture of Normandy from an outsider perspective. It's quite loving. Black Adam is not good. I think I would have put it as a guilty pleasure a while back, but it's not a good film. It's low-level mid. It's got a couple of interesting ideas, but it's not very good. I'm Alan Partridge, of course, is an amazing series. One of the best ever. One of the best British sitcoms. Full stop. And for that it gets banger. We're nearly there. The Descendants short film that takes place before Descendants 3, where she gets possessed and they sing a song underwater, goes about the same place as the other one, but it's better than the other one, I think. Anora is possibly my favourite film of the year, and for that it goes Peak Media. Is it better than Dunk 2? Yes. I think Anora is possibly my best picture pick. Outside of Conclave, which I saw this year, so I can't include it. De Voltador, this is a Brazilian TV show that I really like. It's a Brazilian teen TV show about a woman who travels back in time using her photo blog. and from that she can alter the past, which in turn alters the present. I enjoy it, but it is a kids' TV show from Brazil. Bluey is a guilty pleasure because I'm a woman in her mid-20s with no kids. But we love Bluey. Bluey can go right up the top of this, just underneath them. Okay. So, with Super Mario Brothers, we have a conundrum. Because the version of Super Mario Brothers that we watched was a version that added a bunch of extra material that was shot that wasn't included in the final film. Now, I think we have to rank that version because that's the version we watched. And that actively made this film that I think is an interesting mess into an actively bad film. Worse than Ninja Terminator? Not necessarily. Worse than Barbarella? I want to say yes. Scoop is slop. Scoop is nothing. It's mid. It's like a technically well-made Netflix film, but it's nothing. Mean Girls is mid. Like, there's a couple of cool moments, but it's like nothing. Exactly. I would guilty pleasure the normal version, but the version we watched just makes it straight up bad. I don't know why on earth we chose to watch that version. It was a bizarre choice, but hey ho. Flash Gordon is bad. It's really racist. I watched one episode of Star Trek Enterprise with my dad when we were on holiday. I can't rate it. X-Men 97 is good. I enjoyed the season of X-Men 97. Did I enjoy it more than Skeleton Crew? I don't think so. I think actually yes. Did I enjoy it more than Agatha? No. It's somewhere. It's between the two civilizations, I think. Venom: The Last Dance is bad. I didn't enjoy it. Actually, there's a couple of things I enjoyed. It's like low level mid, but it's not good. What are you? What the fuck are you? Oh, Chicken Girls. The original, the made for YouTube web series Chicken Girls. I watched one episode of this. I can't judge Chicken Girls. Mad Max Fury Road, obviously top tier film. Peak media. Is it better than Bob Roberts and Children of Men? I don't know necessarily, but I'll put it just below Children of Men. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is an interesting start to the new trilogy. I don't think I can rank it higher than Banger, but I think it's a really good film that kind of plays on your expectations of the original. We've been going for 2 hours now. My brain is starting to seep out my ears. We're nearly there. Is it better than Anyone But You? No. I think it just goes just below Anyone But You. Morbius is not a guilty pleasure film. It's a straight up bad film. There's a couple of funny things about it. It's probably a bit better than Man-Thing, but not much better than Man-Thing. Slender Man is a guilty pleasure film for me. I know no one else likes this film because it's not a good film, but I am never going to be able to fully bring myself to hate Slender Man. I think Daredevil 2003 is... It's similar to Catwoman. It's not as bad as Catwoman. It's kind of similar to Wanted, I want to say. Craven is another guilty pleasure. I don't think it's as good as Madam Web, but it's up there. I think Craven is a film that I had a great time watching. It's not a good film. Invincible season whatever it was. I think this is the season 3 or the upcoming season 1, but Invincible season 2 or whatever it was pretty good. It was, well, wasn't it pretty good? It was a banger. It was like a low level banger though. I don't like Nativity. I don't like the film Nativity. It's not a good film. People insist on watching it at Christmas, but it is not a good film. No Hard Feelings is really good. I enjoyed No Hard Feelings. I think it is going to go up to Banger and sort of sit just below Agatha All Along. I'd recommend No Hard Feelings. It's a fun film. Total Recall, not really for me. Not really for me, I think. So it can go just below Resident Evil. Red One is not a guilty pleasure. It's not mid. It's a straight up bad film. It's like technically well made, but it's a bad film. Law and Order SVU, this is specifically, I've only seen one episode, so it can go there. Shogun I haven't finished. I'm very sorry, but I do have to put, I know I'm the world's biggest hater of it, but I am unfortunately going to have to put I Saw the TV Glow here. Probably just below Resident Evil. I understand what I Saw the TV Glow is going for. I just didn't vibe with it at all. No. If you liked it, cool. That's good for you, but it's not for me. Deadpool and Wolverine is a criminal film. We hate it. Hubie Halloween's guilty pleasure. Of course it is. There's no way it can't be. It's probably on the level of Slender Man, where no, it's better than that. It's on the level of Craven, where I've been Stockholm syndromed into liking Hubie Halloween. Spice World is like top tier guilty pleasure because it's not a good film at all, but it's like an entertainingly camp mess of a film. Robot Cop is of course we're so close. Is of course peak media. How high is Robot Cop here? Are you higher than Taylor Swift? Yes, you're higher than Taylor Swift. Scooby-Doo on the fucking Zombie Island is not good. It's a fucking children's film, but it's not good. John Carter is guilty pleasure. I really enjoy John Carter quite a lot. Is it better than Craven? I think it is. Need for Speed, I think I remembered kind of enjoying. So like a low-level guilty pleasure. Oh, that's beyond... This is that Dutch film that we were shown about evil Dutch people. This is a criminals film. Star Wars The Force Awakens. Is Force Awakens criminal? It gave us Babu Frick. 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 Gave us Babu Frick. Gave us Babu Frick. They fly now. Christmas Union. I don't know. Exactly. He's only in episode 9, which is why. I don't know how I even rank Christmas University Challenge. I guess it can go with Jeopardy wherever I fucking put Jeopardy. It's University Challenge. What can you even fucking say about it? Outnumbered. Again, I was watching this when I was down with my parents because there was a Christmas special. Sorry, was I saying Force Awakens? I meant Rise of Skywalker. Outnumbered is like pretty good. Probably on... It's better than Gavin and Stacey. So wherever Gavin and Stacey is, it can go just above that. Rebels. I think Rebels is a banger. It's a low-level banger, but I think it's a banger. That is, of course, The Big Short, which I don't think anyone would deny is peak media. That is the Australian, this is the Australian TV comedy Why You Like This. It's one that I really like. Probably on a similar level to Koala Man. Maybe a bit better than Koala Man. Kind of similar to I Think You Should Leave. Star Wars Rebels is the animated show that they made that it happens at the same time as Andor, and it's about a group of rebels in the Outer Rim fighting initially by themselves and for the wider rebellion. It's where the characters from Ahsoka and stuff come from. Other than Ahsoka, a lot they're like the Rebels characters. It's about it's kind of like it's a kids animated TV show. Bad Batch is banger. Bad Batch. So Bad Batch is another. Oh, there we go. I think that might be our last crash. No. Okay. So, why you like this? As we said, better than Koala Man. The Bad Batch is essentially the show about a group of clones who were bred weirdly so that they have special powers. So one of them's like really, really strong, one of them's like autistic, one of them has one of them is really good at shooting, one of them is like a tracker, and one of them is a girl. I think it's good. Is it better than Niagara All Along? Probably not. But I really enjoyed Bad Batch. The ending don't know how well the ending stuck. Physical 100 I've seen like one episode of 3 times. Paddington in Peru, the 3rd Paddington film. Pretty good. It's not great. It's like fine. It's like a good film, but it's not like amazing. It's like the weakest of the Paddington films. Gollum! Gollum is bad. I can't pretend. Gollum is bad. It's better than you. Better than you. Better than you. Gollum is bad. Poor Things! Poor Things is banger. Now, the question is Poor Things top tier banger or low tier peak media? I think it's top tier banger. Race for Glory Audi versus Lancia is like a nothing film that I watched because it's about rally. It's like a very generic Netflix original. Resident Evil, the second one. I think this is the one in Raccoon City. Again, guilty pleasure. Rollerball. I didn't really vibe with Rollerball. It's gonna go with all the other Sunday film nights we watched that I didn't really vibe with. Veep I'm still watching. Shadow of the Colossus is pretty good, but I think we had too many issues with it for me to rank it any higher than pretty good. Maybe it was the remake, maybe it was just me not vibing with it, but I get what Shadow of the Colossus is going for. Yeah. By Norman Jewison, the guy who also did fucking Fiddler on the Roof. He also did Jesus Christ Superstar, which is peak media. We then got Empire Strikes Back. No, sorry, Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi is again peak media. As I've said, I'm partial to the third films and trilogies, but I don't think this one is quite as good as Empire Strikes Back. Spy Kids 3D slaps. Although I think from watching Spy Kids 3D, the kind of conclusion was it wasn't as good as I remembered it. So I can go below Paddington. Or I can go like below Bramble. No. I can go below Outnumbered. Jedi Starfighter wasn't very good. Jedi Starfighter is like a mid-game. Fallen Order? Jedi Fallen Order. Pretty good. High level pretty good, I think. I can't put it higher than that because I think it does have some big problems. Star Wars Resistance I watched one episode of and didn't finish. The weird animated Tarzan film we watched. This is guilty pleasure because this was the one that had apes. This is the one that had the gorillas dangling from the helicopters, which was very, very funny. Ahsoka is mid. Is it better than Acolyte? No. Acolyte is better, but it's not good. GTA Online, I don't know how you even rank GTA Online. Like, it's hell. GTA Online is hell. It has to go down there because, like, it's hell. It's fun to drive around on, but it's hellish. Percy Jackson and the Olympians is, like, decent. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good Disney Plus original show. Is it better than Kingdom Hearts? No. That's Not My Dog is a criminals I apologize profusely for suggesting that we watch the film That's Not My Dog. Legend of Tarzan, again, guilty pleasure. Do I prefer Legend of Tarzan to the other Tarzan? I think I do. I think it's a Dracula Untold level. The Crown is good. Like, The Crown is a weird one because, like, The Crown is meant to be royalist propaganda, but it works really well as being, like, a scathing critique of the royal family. The Holiday's a fun film. I really enjoyed The Holiday. I really enjoyed The Holiday quite a lot. Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle, of course. Absolute dog water. Charlie's Angels' new one is high level, low level pretty good. Resident Evil Afterlife 3D. Which one is Resident Evil Afterlife? Who even remembers? I guess this goes low level guilty pleasure, but I can't remember which one that was. Unfrosted is bad. Unfrosted is straight up just like bad. This was like one of the like Korean films we watched on a Friday film night. Again, not really something I enjoyed at all. Battleship Potemkin. Battleship Potemkin is one of the greatest films ever made. Yes, it is. Like, it's aged so well. I love Battleship Potemkin. I'm glad I watched it. Polite Society is a really fun little film. Really fun little, like, British Asian martial arts film. I had a good time with it. Star Wars Visions, I haven't finished yet. Challengers, one of my favourite films of the year. The question is, does Challengers break through to be peak media? I think it does. I think it's on a Nora's level. I think these are my top 3 films of the year, quite frankly. Guardians is a guilty pleasure film. Dora and the Lost City of Gold is a genuinely good film. I think Dora and the Lost City of Gold gets to be in like low-level banger territory. And finally, Knights of the Old Republic. We did it. We finished. Knights of the Old Republic, I think, is a low-level banger as well. Is it better than Fallout? I think it's better than Fallout. Is it better than LEGO Star Wars? Yes. I think KOTOR is on that level. And that's it. That's the tier list. We can now save it as an image. And I'll upload this, I'll upload the image to the Discord server as well for anyone who wants to have a look at it. But that is my tier list of everything that I watched, played, and read in 2024. I'm now going to immediately... The picture is in the Discord. I'll quickly just scroll through it. So that means the best thing I watched was My Neighbor Totoro. What a surprise. That was some good shit. That was some good shit. Also, there's definitely less bad stuff than there is good stuff, which we love to see. I'll quickly just let it scroll through so you can just have that as a visual in case I ever need that for the future. Yeah, I enjoyed doing this. It was a good year. Now, before we finish, this can now go. Let's play some Sinner. Let's play some Sinner to Nerdle. Let me see if I can. Northern Lion was playing this game. It seems fun. So, this is a game where you're like doing connections between people. We're going to be battling between people. So I think the aim of the game is from here we need to get a connection. Am I just meant to name something? Oh god, what am I doing? Twilight, because Anna Kendrick's in it. So So they then have to name a film that links to Twilight based on Pitch Perfect. So Pitch Perfect links to Twilight because it's got Anna Kendrick in it. Grown Ups True has Taylor Lautner in it. That then links to Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie, because it's got David Henry in it. So what we're trying to do here is beat our opponent by finding something that they can't link to. Emilia Perez, which of course links to Avatar. And you can only use someone 3 times. Which links to Guardians of the Galaxy. Which links to Mario. No. What's obscure that has Chris Pratt in it? Which links to... what's it called? Blade Runner 2049. Because it's got Dave Bautista in it. Yeah, I'm trying to find... I was going to do Mario, which links to Prisoners. I've never seen Prisoners. Who the fuck... Oh, it's a Denis Villeneuve one, so Dune. Okay, we've used up those people multiple times, so... Maelstrom? Oh, God. They may have beat me. What the fuck is Maelstrom? I've never heard of this film. I haven't seen this Denis Villeneuve film from 2000. I don't... They beat me. Okay. Let's go. Let's keep going. That's what I tried. Right. Okay, Dr. No. So we're starting on Dr. No. They're going to then link to... What is this person going to link to from Dr. No? The James Bond film. With Eunice Gayson. If they don't think of another Sean Connery film, we might win this straight up. Well, we win. They left the game. Okay. Attempt 3. I want to win one. I want to win one by skill. Predator has Carl Weathers in it. It has Arnold Schwarzenegger, who of course is in Jingle All the Way. Jingle All the Way is has some people in it. That's links to Twins, which has Danny DeVito in it. Danny DeVito is in... What the fuck is Danny DeVito in? Oh my god. What is Danny DeVito in? Ah! I panicked. I panicked. Oh yeah, he's in Matilda, isn't he? Okay, let's try this again. Right. Step Up has Channing Tatum in it. We love Channing Tatum. It has... we can link stuff from Channing Tatum. Magic Mike, they've linked with Channing Tatum. This has... it's a Steven Soderbergh film, so we can link to Ocean's 11. They linked to Brother Where Art Thou, which of course is a Coen Brothers film, so we can link to Drive Away Dolls. Or we can link to oh no, why wouldn't it take Drive Away Dolls? And then I forgot every other Coen Brothers film. I just forgot every other Coen Brothers film. They made, It Loves Fucking Step Up. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of them. This has Daniel Radcliffe in it and Sandra Bullock and Brad Pitt, so... This is a Steven Soderbergh film, so it links to Ocean's 11. Again. Burn After Reading they did. It links to... Maybe watching Northern Lion play this and convincing myself I'm smart was about it. They're in another tab? Oh my god, it knows if you're in another tab and tells you off? That's so funny. They cheated. They simply don't have Twitch chat open. Mate, come on. Ice Age has John Leguizamo in it. John Leguizamo's in Chef. Which has a bunch of people in it, including Robert Downey Jr., including Jon Favreau, who's in Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. is then in the film Dolittle. Avengers Endgame, of course, links to Avatar: The Way of Water. Okay, let's take it to Emilia Perez. Let's take it to Emilia Perez. They can't use Zoe Saldana again, so they have to remember that Selena Gomez is in this. They now have to remember what film Selena Gomez is in. And I think they've decided that Selena Gomez is in Knives Out. We have... Emilia Perez wins. Okay, we're 3 for 3 currently. Selena Gomez is in a bunch of stuff. I would have probably gone into Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie. Yeah, Emilia instantly killing them with Emilia Perez. Okay, they're going. Okay, it's starting on Iron Man again. Probably it's. Oh, we've then gone to Chef. Let's try something else with Chef. John Leguizamo is in a bunch of stuff like Romeo plus Junior. I know Jon Favreau is the easier connection there, but. Inception, which then leads us to Oppenheimer. Which takes us to Tenet. Tenet? Who's in fucking Tenet? We can have one more Nolan film, so we can have Dark Knight Rises. Okay, if they choose a Michael Caine film. Oh, has it got Twilight in it? Yeah, I think if we can get them to Twilight, we win. The Machinist has Christian Bale in it. Christian Bale is also in the film Vice. Oh, it's got Patterson in it. Fuck you. It's got Michael Caine. Let's take it to... Fuck, what's it called? The Italian Job. They use that cast line? Wait! We've got lifelines in this shit? Yeah, like, this is the thing. If you can get this to a film made before, like... No! Cheat! Cheat! Harry Brown! So, like, I think there are two... Yeah, we can use one skip, use one... Have we won? Woo! That was a good one. That felt good. GG to this person. There is also Battle 2.0, which is a bit different because this one basically you have to link to the previous one and you have to get 7 of a certain type of film. So for example, let's just try a Battle 2.0. So we have to get 7 romance films. So they have to get 7 fantasy films. We have to get 7 romance films. They also just cheated. What do you mean key items the notebook? You can't have key items the notebook. That's not a thing. Okay, so Psycho and we're trying to get to fantasy. It's a Hitchcock film, so The Birds. Does The Birds count as fantasy? No, it's just horror. But we've now blocked off the horror. They might go into Psycho from here. They're gonna go into Vertigo, which is fucking. But we can go into Psycho, which is what we've played. Oh, it's where we fucking started. I'm an idiot. What else is fucking Kim Novak in? Okay. Okay. What the fuck is Frenzy? No! I don't know this! Game is I'm so lost. It's another Hitchcock film. Have we had North by Northwest? Yeah? Seconds. Skip. Okay, cool. We've escaped Pretty Women. We've escaped a Pretty Woman. We can do this. Pretty Woman is a lot nicer to... Chicago has Catherine Zeta-Jones, who is also in other films, like, for example, Rock of Ages. They're not... We need to get to a fucking fantasy film. I don't know fantasy films. Oh yeah, she's in Zorro, isn't she? Tom Cruise. Is Tom Cruise in a fantasy film? He must be. Oh god. Has he played Dracula at some point? He's in Top Gun, but... If we go Top Gun Maverick, it then opens up to a couple of modern people. Phenomena... What the fuck is Phenomenia? Oh. Oh, I fucking could have gone for Interview with a Vampire, couldn't I? I've never heard of this film. Oh, it's a Dario Argento film. Dario Argento. What did Dario Argento do? Oh. Wait. Okay, we stopped them getting... They were... Fuck. Would, that has Natalie Portman in it. Would Star Wars... Snakes on a Plane has Samuel L. Jackson. Who are Samuel L. Jackson's in Avengers? We can get from Avengers to some fantasy. Avengers has everyone in it. So from Avengers we can get to fantasy bullshit. From Avengers we can get to fantasy bullshit. Under the Skin has Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson is in Ghost in the Shell. I can't think of a single fucking fantasy film. What is High Life? What is High Life? Oh, it's a fucking Claire Denis film. Patterson, Twilight. From Twilight, we can get to Snow White and the Huntsman. And it's also fantasy. We can get to Snow White and the Huntsman. I'm locking in. We've made it to Snow White and the Huntsman. I don't think we win this. It's got Charlize Theron and Nicholas Hoult. Nicholas Hoult is in Renfield. Which has The Wick Man, which has Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is in the film Mandy, which I would call horror. I would call fantasy, but good luck remembering anyone else in the film Mandy. I guess you can use Nicolas Cage one more time. Okay. Wait, who's Andrea Riseborough? Who's Andrea Riseborough? What is Possessor? I think they've got me beat. Oh, it's a fucking Cronenberg film. Okay. It's a Brandon Cronenberg film from 2020. That had Sean Bean, we could have gone into Lord of the Rings. We could have gone into Lord of the Rings off that so easily. That had a direct link to Lord of the Rings. This is such a fun game. I'm not good at it, but it's such a fun game. Okay. I'm not that good at it is the thing. Home Alone. We're on romance. They're on Will Smith. They need to do 3 with Will Smith to win. Okay, I guess we've got romance. You also... Okay. Daniel Radcliffe. Emma Watson has to be in a fucking romance film, right? She's in Little Women. Wait, that win conditions are disabled. Oh, I forgot. Black Widow has Florence Pugh. Black Widow has a lot of people. Florence Pugh is also in We Live in Time, the 2024 romance film with Andrew Garfield. Yeah, Florence Pugh's in Oppenheimer as well. I wouldn't describe it as a... Yeah, David Harbour is in loads of things. He's in Amazing Spider-Man, has Andrew Garfield. It's got Emma Stone, who's in La La Land. Okay. And from here, if they go into Emma Stone, we can link to more Emma Stone. If they go into Gosling, we've got options with Gosling. Well, they've got to get Will Smith films, which is so specific. All we do is stop them from... Oh. We win on a timeout. I'll do like one more and then I should probably go do some other things. But this is very fun. Lethal Weapon has... It's a Shane Black film. It's got Mel Gibson. We're doing horror. It's got Danny Glover. Danny Glover's in loads of things, but Mel Gibson's in Braveheart. So we're both trying to do horror, but we're not. We need to get it to a horror so that The Passion of the Christ, which is a Mel Gibson film, Apocalypto. I know nothing about Mel Gibson films. We'll see. Lethal Weapon 2 has Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. Danny Glover is in Signs, which is an M. Night Shyamalan film. M. Night Shyamalan then... Hello. Also, hi, Al. Old. Now we've entered the period of we can just do... what other horrors did M. Night Shyamalan do? He's done so many. Sixth Sense, also not a horror. He did... Fucking hell. We can't use... Who else is in the village? I'm going to have to cast this. It's a Roger Deakins film. Roger Deakins... It's got... Joaquin Phoenix, Joker. Joker Folie à Deux. Oh, it does have Adrian Brody from Brody Quest. The Guard, which is a Don Cheadle film. Don Cheadle, of course, is in Iron Man. Wait, isn't he in Zookeeper? Isn't he in Zookeeper? No. No, but I'm trying to get it away from horror to things where I can link to. But yeah, some of the things I've been putting in should be horror, and the fact they haven't is kind of... Okay, we're on to Chef. She's in what's it called? Under the Skin? Which, not horror! This is bullshit. How is Under the Skin not horror? No, we are linking to horror. We are linking to horror. They're also linking to horror. Have we got them? They could skip it, I guess, technically. A Different Man has Sebastian Stan in it. Sebastian Stan, of course, is in... He's in Avengers. I'm just trying to get us to things where we have lots of options to get to other stuff. No, we're meant to be getting to horror. They're also meant to be getting to horror. But if it's better to... Jeremy Renner, Jack and Jill. No, it's called Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters. Yes! We got there at Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters! Insane that's listed as horror. Okay, we've now gone back to Avengers. Get Ruffaloed. Let's think about horror films. Think about horror films that, like, Marvel people have been in. Fuck. Zodiac. Who's in Zodiac? I'm gonna have to cast this first. Gyllenhaal. Gyllenhaal is in... Fuck, Gyllenhaal's in some horror films, right? Isn't he in the Photograph one? He's in the Taking Pictures one. Night Crawler. Oh yeah, he's in Donnie Darko. Fresh for Sebastian Stan. I guess Nightcrawler's not horror, but it's something. Didn't David Fincher do Gone Girl? Gone Girl's more of a thriller than a horror. Sound of Metal with Riz Ahmed. Riz Ahmed, of course, also in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. As Bodhi Rook. If I can see a link to Star Wars, I will. Four Lions, also fucking hell. Who's in Four Lions? I skip. Escapes Connor. Oh wait, the director of Four Lions also did the other one. Face Off has Nicolas Cage. Battlefield Earth. Mandy. Okay, we've made it to Mandy. Pig. They've taken us back to Pig. What the fuck is in Pig? Who is in Pig? We can't use Cumberbatch. We can't use Cumberbatch and it's Pig still. They Shall Come, that's the one. We can't use Cumberbatch and it's Pig still. This is a horrible place to trap us. Who is the woman in Pig? Yeah, for actual Hereditary. And from Hereditary, I mean, Hereditary, they get an easy one into... Cumberbatch was in Four Lions, that's useful to know. They go into Midsummer, we then go into the Arias's latest one, which is Beau is... What's it called? Beau is Afraid? What's it called? Oh my god. Sorry, that's a comedy film, that's not horror. Which takes us back to Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, it is spelled it Frenchly. To Napoleon, which of course is a Ridley Scott film who made Alien. From Alien, we have lots of choices. We're in round 34. This is insane. We've got a lot less lifelines than they do. Come on! Aliens, which takes us to... What's the... Is it called Deep? Oh, what's his... The Abyss. Avatar is a James Cameron film with Sam Worthington. Clash of the Titans. Clash of the Titans. The 2010 Clash of the Titans film with Sam Worthington. Well, because I thought that was too obvious and it gets us back to places. Wrath of the Titans. Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson's in horror films, right? Conclave. It gives us Liam Neeson potential, but I have also then immediately pivoted to Conclave. Gets us to the menu, which is Ralph Fiennes. The menu has Bug-Eyed Lady in it. It has Anya Taylor-Joy in it. Anya Taylor-Joy is in a load of stuff. Anya Taylor-Joy is in... If I can't think of anything, I'll just put... Fuck! She's in spooky films. She's in films. What's Anya Taylor-Joy in? She's in The Witch. The Witch. Oh. Which is a Robert Eggers film. That then links to the Lighthouse. Oh, fuck. This links to Shaun of the Dead. Which is a horror comedy. Shaun of the Dead gives us options. Oh no, no, not Beckinsale. Underworld, just we can. Underworld Rise of the Lycans. Underworld Rise of the Lycans doesn't have any of your main people. But from here, we have some options, because we got Michael Sheen, and Michael Sheen's in a lot of shit. Kate Beckinsale is in other things as well. Hot Fuzz with Bill Nighy again. This though, gives us the option of going to... the 2011 action comedy Pool. I don't know. Which takes us to Run Fat Boy Run, which has Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg is in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Is Simon Pegg in anything more useful? What do you mean? This has Peter Serafinovich. Peter Serafinovich and stuff. We've been going for 50 rounds. This is absurd. They've still got... Baby Driver has Aston Escool, who is in... what's it called? What's it called? What's it called? The musical. I've lost it. No. You know the one I mean. The Steven Spielberg one. Oh my god. My brain's gone empty. West Side Story. Don John. What the fuck is Don John? What is Don John? What the fuck is Don John? I did mean West Side Story. I've never heard of Don John. Thank you for saving me, Marissa. I feel bad that this person is kind of playing against, like, 5 of us. Zooey Deschanel. Zooey Deschanel is in loads of stuff. Wait, so I could have sworn Simon Pegg's in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Oh, he's obsessed with porn. I see. Hitchhiker's Guide to... Zooey Deschanel. What else is Zooey Deschanel in? This might be it. I don't have anything. Oh! That was me typing in Gigi. From Rick... Oh, Harry Potter gets us every famous British actor. We can get it. We can get... From Harry Potter, we can do it. Oh, fuck. Oh, Leprechaun! Leprechaun! Leprechaun. We might... Can they think of someone who's in Leprechaun? Oh, The Happening has Zooey Deschanel in it. Warwick Davis has already been used 3 times. Dunkirk has Harry Styles in it, who's also in My Policeman. Which leads to Nosferatu, which has Emma Corrin. It has The Lighthouse. We win on The Lighthouse. What do you mean? What do you mean it's not horror? The bitch has already been paid, cunt. What do you mean? That should... Antichrist. Okay, fuck you. We're going to Nymphomaniac. If you want to play this game, I'm taking you to Nymphomaniac and straight to Mamma Mia. Fuck you! Fuck you! Civil War has Kirsten Dunst. Civil War also has Jesse Plemons. Jesse Plemons is in loads of things. Jesse Plemons is in so much stuff. But we can also just go to Annihilation. Which is a horror film. And we win. Fucking hell. GG. We shouldn't have won that. There were moments when we only won that because I typed GG, which took us to Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I gave up here and typed in GG that defaults to Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Thank you so much for the woohoo. That was insane. That was like a 20-minute match. I want to do one more. Let's do one more, and then we'll call it a day.
Up yours, woke moralists.
Okay, we're doing fantasy, they're doing fantasy as well. Wait, we can just go Harry Potter into Harry Potter into Harry Potter into Harry Potter into Harry Potter. So I think the most immediate thing we can do in the first 3 turns when we can't score is try and link them to something insane. Yeah, it's like not wasting the first round. This is a really fun game. Okay, There Will Be Blood, which is a Coen Brothers film, right? So then we can say, you know the one. Driveway Dolls. No? Is it not a Coen Brothers film? Yeah, so we either need to get 7 fantasy films, or we need to get, okay, Lincoln is another Daniel Day-Lewis. What the fuck else is Daniel Day-Lewis in? Oh, no. Oh, John Williams. Yeah, John Williams is a nice, easy link. So is Lincoln another Paul? Lincoln is a Spielberg film. I see. I see. It's all a learning experience. Beauty and the Beast with Emma Watson. That just takes us, we can then just link back to Harry Potter. I'm gonna beat the Harry Potter drum until we can't anymore. I don't know why they're not going for the easy win and just cycling through Harry Potter films. Yeah, I used Phantom Thread already. Guns Akimbo, the Daniel Radcliffe thing, Daniel Harrison's Lost City. I think he's also in the Lost City of V. I panic a lot in this game. Gravity with Sandy Bullock. Gravity is a... What else the fuck is Gravity? Oh my god, I'm panicking. I'm panicking. What was in fucking Gravity? What else is in Sandy Bullock? Oh my god, I'm panicking. I can't remember. Yay, take us to Melancholia, that's where we want to be. Oh, it's a George Clooney, Alfonso. Oh, it's a Cuarón film. Oh my god, we could have Cuaróned back to Harry Potter. That would have been so silly. That would have been so silly. Oh, Dune? An Order of Disappearance. Bruno Gantz is in The Pianist, isn't he? No. Fuck. What? Oh. We're really in fancy zone now. Oh, Bullet Train, which has Bad Bunny in it. It has Brad Pitt in it. Oh. No! What's it called? You can't make win conditions after a 10? Bullshit. Bullshit. I named 2 films that connect to that. One was not in the top 5,000. And one was not. And one was a win condition and you can't make win conditions. That's so unfair. I think it would probably say sci-fi for Godzilla films, to be honest. I don't think that... I mean, I would lose that one eventually, but I don't think that's a fair loss. They do also just have puzzles on here, which are quite fun. Like, the puzzles they have, you get given these, and you have to, like, get the things in the thing to name all of them. So there's, like, a 5th film, which I think is down. But I haven't worked out. It's hard to say. But anyway, gamers, I think we'll call it there. Thank you very much for coming. I've enjoyed this a lot. Probably back to Bloodborne next week. Don't know exactly what day, but we'll see. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching this stream. Yeah, media review was fun. I'll see you all next time. Bye. Oh, thank you for the follow. Sorry for cutting off the notification there by changing screen. Thank you for a follow. We'll definitely do more of that media game as well, because it's really fun. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye.